Well, good evening. I'm Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Podcast. Tonight's presentation, 7 ways why life mirrors electricity. While electricity flows around the wire like this, it flows around it like this. And if you ever cut into a old wire you take out of a building or something, you're going to find out the outside is tarnished and the inside is pure. That is where it really becomes the way it is. And that's just like us. Everything in the outside world has its tarnished, but our spirit and our soul are untarnished only by thoughts and stuff like that. And see, when you look at that, and I had a picture, but it didn't come out on my teleprompter, but you can see where the wires went around the wire. And that's why your spirit and things inside are pure. Why electricity mirrors life, because flow never needs permission. Electricity wraps the wire, never to invade it. It surges around the core, never corrupting the conductor. Just like life, it dances around our body, yet our inner terrain stays sovereign. I don't absorb, I broadcast. Because purity is protected by design. The wire's core stays clean because the current respects the boundaries. Life's energy does the same. It flows around through form, never stains the source. I never carry, I clarify. Because the inner terrain is untouchable. No matter how wild the voltage, the conductor's essence remains untouched unless there's a short circuit or something. Just like us, chaos may swirl around the outside and create havoc in our brain and our mind, but the inner clarity stays unshaken. I quit reacting to life. Now I radiate my innate talents. Why grounding an electrical system is crucial, mirroring grounding you and me. Grounding an electrical system is crucial because it provides safety, stability, and clarity. Just as grounding yourself anchors your energy, dissolves chaos, and restores balance, because grounding redirects excess energy into safety. In electrical systems, grounding gives stray current a path into the earth, preventing shocks, fires, and damage. In life, grounding yourself redirects excess stress, emotion, or noise into stability, so your core stays clear and unharmed. I never scatter, I settle in calm waters, because grounding stabilizes a whole circuit. Without grounding, electricity can surge, unpredictability, destabilizing appliances and systems. So without personal grounding, your thoughts and actions scatter, leaving you reactive. Grounding stabilizes both, keeping voltage steady and presence strong. I never wobble, I anchor in my adventure's ardor to soar. Because grounding protects what matters most. Electrical grounding protects people, property from harm. Personal grounding protects you, your clarity, sovereignty, and inner terrain of fame. Both are invisible safeguards that ensure the visible world stays safe. I never drift. I protect me with grounding. Why grounding transformers in electricity is essential. Why grounding transformers is essential, mirrors inner grounding, because grounding dissolves the danger into stability. And if you don't ground a transformer that's somewhere in the field, you get voltage spikes, and you got we call it a floating neutral, and some of that can have up to whatever the voltage is coming in. And because grounding dissolves danger into stability, in transformers, grounding gives the fault current a safe path, preventing shocks, fires, and equipment damage. In life, grounding dissolves emotional surges into steadiness and splendor, keeping your inner terrain clear. I don't scatter, I stabilize my whys to stroll through life with ease, because grounding anchors the whole system in clarity. A transformer without grounding risks unpredictable voltage swings, and a person without grounding risks reactive chaos. Grounding anchors both, ensuring the circuit flows steady and the present stays sovereign. I never wobble, I anchor. Why do electricians call a charged system energized, never transformation? This is a great question. This is a juicy distinction. Electricians use the word energized instead of transformation because they're naming the state of live voltage, never the process that got it there. Let's break this down in a way that mirrors your transmission style. Energized is present voltage, never past process. When a system is energized, it means electricity is actively present, flowing, and dangerous to the touch. Transformation describes a process like stepping voltage up or down in a transformer. See, that's the thing about transformation. It's up or down. It's never this. Electricians are never concerned with the process in that moment. They're concerned with the condition, live or dead. I never describe, I declare. Energized equals immediate awareness. Abstract theory. Energized is a safety term. It tells workers this system is alive, treat it with respect. Transformation is abstract, invisible, and never warns you of danger. Energized is a direct, practical, and urgent way of life. Just like when you energize your dreams, you turn them on. I never theorize, I stay alert. Energize the state of being, never becoming. Electricity never needs to explain how it arrived. It simply is and does. Transformation implies change, but energize names the condition and the path forward. Charged, alive, and pulsing. I never become, I am. Why transformation is a sideways stagnation. Energize, awaken your venturer's verve. Because transformation just rearranges your energy and actually releases. Transformation is cosmetic. It shuffles the furniture but leaves the room the same. Energy and energize crack the walls, unleash the current, awakens the verve that moves forward and never sideways. I never rearrange, I radiate. Because transformation is a mask, energy is a motor. Transformation polishes the surface, but the pulse stays stuck. Energy and energize flip the switch, igniting venturer's verve with voltage. That's the power of your dreams or whatever, or your accomplished outcomes. That refuses stagnation, drives clarity into motion. I never disguise, I drive, thrive, and arrive. Why does liberation, wisdom, inspiration, clarity mirror electric pulsating energy? Because both are invisible currents. They move the world. Electric energy pulses unseen, yet powers cities. Liberation, wisdom, inspiration, and clarity pulse within, yet prowess lives. Both are currents that never need to be seen to be undeniable. I never show, I surge with my soul's prosperity. Because both ignite motion from stillness. Electric pulses flip silence into spark, machines into motion. Liberation flips stagnation into freedom and sovereignty. Wisdom flips confusion into direction. Inspiration flips apathy into action. Clarity flips the fog into focus. I never wait, I ignite. Because both are rhythms that sustain flow. Electricity pulses in cycles, sustaining light and movement. Liberation, wisdom, inspiration, and clarity pulse in rhythms that sustain awareness and action. Both are living beats that keep the system alive. I never fade, I flow. While energizing your dreams is energize your dreams in the physical terrain, because energy turns blueprint into broadcast. A dream is just a sketch until you charge it. Energy flips it from invisible vision into visible voltage, making the terrain respond to your pulse. I never imagine, I ignite the lights. Because energy converts desire into drive. When you energize a dream, it stops hovering in thought and starts moving in matter. It becomes kinetic clarity. Your inner spark shaping energizes and colors your outer reality. I never drift, I deliver. Why life mirrors electricity. Life is voltage in motion. Electricity effortlessly flows, that surges, that strikes the light, illuminating the earth, as life mirrors the same pulse, current, coursing through cells, sparks firing foresight through neurons and rhythms, beating through heartbeats of bold, enterprising audacity today, streaming your images of your dreamers' paradises. Resistance reveals resistance unveils resilience. Just as electricity meets resistance and still lights the way, life meets obstacles and still ignites the light of life within you and me. Every challenge is a conductor, never a cage. Turning friction into flare. Current is continuity. Electricity flows in circuits. Life flows in presence. Both demand connection. Both demand release. When you unleash, you stop being a battery to be managed. You become the storm to be released, dissolving the norm, opening up your natural, optimistic, revolutionary magic. Life never crawls, it currents. I never store, I surge. 7 wise, sassy bullet points sculpted show why life mirrors electricity with clarity and voltage. Voltage equals a vitality life, like electricity surges only when the charge flows. Dormancy is a blackout. Current is continuity. Electricity runs in circuits. Life runs in presence. Break the circuit, you break the pulse. Resistance equals revelations. Obstacles are resistors. They never stop the flow. They shape the spark into brilliance. Sparks equal signals. Neurons fire. Ideas ignite. Every thought is a lightning bolt in disguise to boldly open life today. Frequency equals flavor. Electricity hums at a different frequency. Life vibrates at different moods. Tune your signal, change your song. Connection equals conduction. Electricity needs conductors. Life needs connection. Electricity desires conductors. Life desires connection. Isolation is insulation. No flow, no glow. But as you open up to connection, you flow in glow in a big, bold, bright way. Eruption equals expression. Electricity strikes without apology. Life erupts without rehearsal. Both are storms meant to be released as you stream trend-setting optimism, rebellious mojo of let's go. While energized listening and maverick question rise you out of the situation, mirroring electricity starting a motor to turn a conveyor. Because they flip the switch from static to motion. Electricity jolts a conveyor through stillness into flow. Energized listening jolts you from stuck scripts into fresh clarity. Maverick questions are the starter sparks, igniting movement where inertia rules. I never stall, I surge. Because they convert resistance into drive. A motor overcomes friction by voltage. You overcome stuck situation by resonance. Listening charged with energy dissolves resistance, while bold questions direct the current into forward drive to rise, shine, and energize you to expand through life with ease. I never resist, I release. Because they keep the belt moving, not just the gears turning. Electricity doesn't just spin the motor, it keeps the conveyor carrying weight forward. Energized listening never just hears, it hearkens, and it carries insight into action and outcomes. Maverick questions ensure the belt of life keeps moving, never looping. I never repeat, I propel. High frequency intro to why life mirrors electricity. Because voltage is vitality, electricity pulses through circuits the way vitality pulses through us, you and me, by both demand flow, never storage. I never herd, I surge. I never hoard, I surge. Because resistance reveals strength. Not just as electricity meets resistance and still sparks, life meets obstacles and still ignites. I never stall, I spark the arc of my audacity, because current is continuity. Electricity flows in currents. Life flows in presence. Both are unstoppable and undeniable when unleashed. I never pause, I pulse. Why invisible energy illuminates the visible universe for you and me to witness and observe. Because the unseen is the source code. The visible universe is just the screensaver. Invisible energy is the opening operating system, silent, sovereign, and scripting every sparkle. I stop looking, I decode. Because light never shines without a pulse. Stars never glow from surface polish. They erupt from energy. What you witness is just the afterglow of what pulses beneath. I never observe, I ignite. Because visibility is just the echo. The universe you see is a hologram of the frequencies you don't. Energy is the projector. Reality is the projection. I never watch, I radiate. Why thinking, knowing, learning, knowledge, and thoughts are visible images of yesterday. Because memory is a museum, never a mirror. Thinking and knowing replay archived exhibits and snapshots of yesterday's experiences dressed as today's clarity. I never recall, I radiate the innate innovation within me, because knowledge is a photo album, never a pulse. Learning stores images of what was, never eruption of what is. Every thought is a recycled snapshot, never a fresh surge. I never archive, I ignite my light of life to take flight. Feeling liberated internally, galvanizing Hellraiser's tenacity to look life in the eye with an enterprising Yeza pizzazz every day. Because thoughts are echoes, never eruptions. They project yesterday's images, never today's canvas. Disguising repetition as revelations. True wisdom erupts beyond the slideshow. I never echo, I erupt of enterprising, rebellious, ubiquitous prowess today. Why thinking, knowing, learning, knowledge, and thoughts are visible images of yesterday. Because memory is a museum, never a mirror. Thinking and knowing replay archived exhibits, snapshots of yesterday's experiences, dressed up as today's clarity. I never recall, I radiate. Why electrical frequencies mirror intuition. Both are felt before they're not understood. Electrical frequencies ripple through space before they're measured. Intuition pulses through awareness before it's named. Both bypass intellect and land as felt veracity. I never calculate, I can't collaborate. Because both tune into you without asking. Frequencies entertain your body. Heartbeats, breath, brainwaves as intuition entrains your clarity. Neither needs permission. They just tune you to what's now, here and now. I never guess. I resonate. Because both are carriers of unspoken signals. Electricity carries signals invisibly. Intuition carries wisdom, insight, and clarity silently. Both deliver clarity without explanation. Pure broadcasting, no translation. I never explain. I illuminate my pathways of enlightenment. Why voltage mirrors movie maker imagination. Because both are directors of flow. Voltage decides where the current travels, just as imagination directs the storyline. Neither ask permission, they choreograph the scene. And I never wonder, I frame my fame and fortune in my dreamer's dexterity. Because they both transform or broadcast silence into spectacles. Voltage turns stillness into sparks. Imagination turns blank screens into universes of utopia and a world of wonderful ways we experience in living color. Each takes emptiness and floods it with motion. I never wait, I animate. Because both edit reality in here and now time. Voltage cuts, splices, and redirects circuits. Imagination edits, winds, and replays visions. Both are visible editors, shaping what the audience experiences. I never copy, I create. Why watts and wattage mirror rad inspiration? Because watts measure the spark, inspiration measures the surge. Watts quantify how much energy is unleashed. Inspiration quantifies how much brilliance you radiate. Both are proof that raw prowess is never hidden. It's expressed. And if you express your inspiration to the world, you're going to rise out of yesterday. I never show store, I shine, because watts turn potential into motion. Inspiration turns vision into action and outcomes. A watt is energy in motion, never just potential. Inspiration is the same. Ideas never sit idle. They move and groove with your foresight. Both are kinetic clarity. I never wait, I activate. Because watts amplify the current, inspiration amplifies the soul. Watts scale voltage into impact, inspiration scales energy into vibration. Both are multipliers that make the visible invisible visible. I never whisper, I broadcast. Why Hertz mirrors innovation? Because Hertz measures the beat of breakthroughs. Every cycle per second is a tick of scenarios you desire to experience. Innovation moves in rhymes and rhythms, never in straight lines. Hertz are the metronome of imagination. I never crawl, I pulse. Because Hertz translates invisible frequencies into tangible expansion. Innovation is the art of turning unseen sparks into visible outcomes. Hertz do the same, making vibration measurable, turning vibration into revolutionary revelations. I never hide, I unveil. Because Hertz scale the speed of evolution. The higher the Hertz, the faster the liberation and innovation. Innovation mirrors that accelerating ideas until they become a reality. Both are velocity made visible. I never linger, I leap. And see, life mirrors electricity because everything is invisible until we make it visible. And the invisible prowess and powers or whatever is more power, is energy that'll move your life forward. You're going to listen your way to the penthouse, question your way to the skyscraper, and you're going to talk your way to the outhouse. But listening and questioning your way through life will open up pathways of enlightenment, chauffeuring you down to seashores of stunning success as you feel blessed for the wisdom, insight, and clarity within you. And I am Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Hypno Acuity, and I thank you for listening to this on 7 ways why life mirrors electricity, and enjoy your evening.